to everybody live. It's been a minute. This is Deeva. I'm on Sador Radio with the Deeva Show, and I just wanted to say hello, hello, hello. I'm doing my radio show remote. I am following distancing orders um, in reference to everything that's going on. I'm laughing, but I'm really taken back by how the world is on lockdown right now. Um, I'm going to do what everybody else is doing. I'm just going to say to you, I encourage you to stay inside, stay home. If you don't have to be out, just don't be out. And understanding you're not sick and you're pretty healthy, but there's other people that are out here that are not. And your immune system may be great, but you could pass it on to someone else. Be a host that immune system is not great. So I'm just going to encourage everyone to stay home. I'm just going to say this. In the interim of everything, I'm looking at two different cameras. I'm just letting y'all know. In the interim of everything, the bottom line is that we're in a crisis right now. I'm not going to host my whole show about a crisis, but I just wanted to address it. And then I'm going to move on. Because we can be, how can I say, subdued mentally by what's going on. But at the same time, we could also use this time to do so many different things, get closer to our family, our children, find creative ways of communicating and things of that nature. And I just want to say that I'm an essential worker. So I've been going into work every day around the clock. And I want to say a shout out to all of our first responders that are dealing with this in multiple different ways. I'm just going to say a lot of our first responders are receiving what they need to be protected on a slow provide basis. I'm just going to say that. And they're doing an amazing job. They're doing a wonderful job taking care of the people in our community. I go into work basically every day. This is the first day that I've really had so far. And in actuality, it's not really a whole day because I'm going to have to get some sleep to go back in. Only thing I'm going to say to you all, some of you are in fear, some of you are not in fear. Those of you that are not in fear, that's great. That's awesome. However, just keep in mind that there are so many people out here that are, I honestly got into an argument with a young lady she wasn't young. She's of the older generation, an older woman. And we got into an argument about 6 feet in a market. And it wasn't pretty. I mean, I don't come out of character or anything like that, but I was very disturbed. And I'm just painting a scenario for you all of what's occurring out here, which is keeping this pandemic going. You know, I'm masked up. I had gloves on and I decided to go out and grab a couple things from my house and I'm going. And as I'm reaching for something, this woman reached in and I'm like, I'm sorry, ma'am. And I said it just like that. I said, I'm sorry, ma'am. Can you give me 6 feet? And she said, oh, I'm not scared. I'm not worried about that. They're just trying to put fear in everybody. Okay, well, me personally, I'm not going to go into the government. However, I get some people feel like this is just a scare and so forth and so on. However, the bottom line is other people can be affected by what you do. You know, I have heart issues. So for me, I said to her, I said, I understand you may not be afraid or what have you, but I want to still be here. And I have a heart condition. So for me, it's serious. And I don't want you in my space. So this woman continued to argue with me. And at one point, I had to just stop arguing with her and just let her know, just give me 6 feet. You know what I mean? Just give me 6 feet. So It's real. And when you have people walking around that have the mindset of, oh, they just trying to put the fear in you, they're just trying to scare you. Um, it's difficult for us to get ahead of this thing because when you have so many just people that are out here that are disbelieving in what's actually going on, they don't realize that while they have that mindset and have that thought that they're putting other people at risk, like myself. Um, but like I said, I do what is necessary. I believe in God. I sanitize and I wear gloves and a mask when I'm out in the public, and that's just the bottom line. And I don't usually get into confrontations with people. I just don't spend the energy and spend the time. But if you invade my space, especially right now, I just have to speak up for myself. But I'm just going to say to you, I'm okay, even though I'm working around the clock and I don't have an option right now. I'm an essential worker. Um, I just, like I said, I have my faith and I keep my hands sanitized. I wear my mask. I wear my gloves. I'm encouraging everybody else to do so, if not just for yourself, but for the safety of your family. Um, I'm just going to put this out there. I witnessed yesterday, which was really disturbing. I witnessed multiple people standing in line. And trust me, I understand the notion that you have to get back to normalcy. I get it. I want normalcy too. But I witnessed people yesterday. It was beautiful out, absolutely beautiful. And I witnessed people standing in line for water ice. I'm not going to mention a company, but I'm disturbed. Um, People were standing in line in water ice. The person at the front of the line didn't have a mask on, didn't have gloves on. There were children out there that were also in this line. And while we have to understand something, the children that we have, while they say that they're not immediately affected, um, unless they have major health conditions and stuff like that, children, our youth, are hosts. So while we may feel that everything is okay and our kids are okay and this, that, and the other, so many people are like, well, let's pay a visit to grandma, let's pay a visit to grandpa, your aunt, your cousins, or whatever. We're all, we're not infected, so we're just going to stop by just to see them for a minute. Well, that child could be carrying that host because you're standing in line for water ice. I'm going to say it again, for water ice, and pass it on. Please, people, be mindful of the importance of being out and doing the things that you do. Go to a park, go sit by the water. Keep your distancing from people that are not in your household, and recognize that this is serious. Recognize that this is important for us. Everybody keeps complaining about not being able to go outside. But when you're outside, you're not being responsible. Period. The other day, I looked on the news and people are holding soccer games. And the kids are interacting with each other. And you don't know what's going on in their households. You don't know how they're cleaning in their households. You don't know what's going on in their households. And then you take your kid back home. And next thing you know, the infection is in your home. I'm just saying, it's very important that we be mindful about what's going on out here. And okay, you want to go out and you want to do things, but be protected and do things smart. Don't leave your house to go and get no doggone water ice, standing in line unprotected. It was at least 30 people standing in line. There was no social distancing going on. It was almost like it was a normal sunny day. I'm not going to name the business, but those that know me know that I live near Cottman and Frankfurt. That's all I'm going to say. Water ice. Your life, water ice. That's what you're doing. So, like I said, my whole show is not going to be about the pandemic because we're hearing about the pandemic. And I'll be honest with you that I have to go to work. I'm an essential worker, but the bottom line is when I don't have to go to work, I'm in the house. Most likely I'm asleep, but I'm still in the house. I'll stay home. Be mindful of what you need to go out for. And like I said, many people are complaining about the fact that they feel strapped and they can't go out and they can't do things and this, that, and the other. But what you're not realizing is the more you go out, the more that you are around other people that are out here that are doing things, the more you're keeping us in. And it's just that simple. That is, the more you are keeping us in, because the more it spreads, the more they're going to keep saying, you need to stay home, you need to stay home, you need to stay home. And people are not staying home. So with people not staying home, they're extending this longer. They say, oh, it's going to take 2 weeks. Then they say it's going to take 3 weeks. Then they're saying it's going to take a month. They're talking about not being able to come out until almost June. This is all happening because people are not adhering and people are still going outside doing whatever and making priorities out of things that they know that they can do without. I had to make some conscious decisions of things that I can do without. This is not a normal time. These are not normal things that are going on. And you have to just adhere so that we can get past all of this. The only way that we're going to get past this stay-at-home order is to stay at home. And that's just the bottom line. Anybody can be a host. Anybody can be a host. And that's the issue. Many people say, I feel fine. Okay, you may. It may not have affected you the way that it affects other people. But if you keep going out and you keep being around other people, you don't know if you're passing it on to other people. That's just the bottom line. So I just wanted to touch on that. I just wanted to address that because, of course, that's what's going on out here. On another note, I'm just going to say to you, what are you doing in the meantime, in between time? For me, in the meantime, in between time, I done wrote so much stuff. I'm just saying when this, as we say, when this world opens up, you're going to see the fruits of my labor. Right now, of course, my production of Witness has been put at a halt, so to speak, because I care about the safety of my cast and my crew. And I don't know if y'all are aware, I tried to do a Zoom to have like meetings and stuff like that with my cast and crew. But in even trying to do that with so many people and so many businesses trying to do Zoom, it reached a point where it was a privacy issue because they started to link into Zoom to grab people's passwords into their accounts. Now, I don't know if y'all do it, but some people do it. And when you use Microsoft, it'll save your password for you. So when you log into stuff, it'll already have your password. So imagine people that are sitting at home, and I had to do this because, my love, Witness. I had to recognize when you log into Windows Soft and you use that automatic enter your password and username and things like that, it's in the system. So what was happening is when you would log in to do your video chats in your meetings and stuff like that, your passwords were being compromised. And I'm not a millionaire, but if I got $20 in my account, I want my $20. Imagine if somebody went in and stole your password. Imagine if somebody went in and took your $20. And let's think about it. $20, thousands of people, you got money. So in the interim, for the safety of my cast and crew, I had to put a halt on our video communication so that I can make sure that I was safe and make sure that they were safe, and we could actually do what we need to do on the video chat to make sure that everybody's password and privacy was protected. So yeah, like everything is affected, but I'm just telling you, when we come out of this, a lot of writers and producers are going to have a lot for you. And just speaking on that, we need it. We need it. This seclusion right here gave me an opportunity to see what they got out there for us to watch. We need fresh stuff. Some of these networks, and I'm just going to say it, whether I'm on YouTube and people in the networks hear me and so forth and so on, we need new stuff. There are movies that are being recycled over and over and over again that got good views, and they know they got good views, so they're putting it out there again to bring people in to watch their network, because the more people that watch their network, they're continuing to make money, but they're putting out old stuff. A lot of stuff that we have on the networks right now, they always talk about, oh, we need new, fresh ideas. We need new, fresh material, but you're still recycling the same stuff. So I'm just going to say, and I'm going to put it out there, Deeva Gordon, DEU Productions, LLC, I'm challenging all of the networks to gravitate to new material. Reality shows are okay. But at the same time, do Shaniqua want to sit and watch Shaniqua all day, every day? Give our public something that is inviting, something that's intriguing to their mind, that's going to not only make them think, but also, promote brain activity. Like I have to resort to YouTube and old shows because I can't watch the stuff that's on TV right now. And half of the movies that they're playing, even though they're giving it to us free on Stars and HBO and all of that stuff, half of that stuff is this old stuff that they knew that actually promoted viewership before. So I'm encouraging all of you writers and producers, like, pull out the stops. You got time on your hands. Pull out that pen, make those contacts, and give us something new. Give us something different. Give us something that we can gravitate towards. Give us educational shows. Give us shows that, is going to mirror some of the things that we're going through. Not reality shows. I mean, I'm not saying do without completely reality shows, but reality shows that's going to promote positivity. Not reality shows that's going to promote violence and ignorance. With this seclusion and being inside, I've seen so much crap on television. It encouraged me to write so much. I can't stop with the thought process. Before this took place, I really didn't have an opportunity to watch as much television as I watch. And I don't really watch it now. Like I said, I go on YouTube and punch in shows that I used to watch or what have you. But I take the time now to actually search for stuff that I enjoy, because the stuff that they're providing is just crazy. I watched a show the other day. I can't even remember the name of it. What was the show? It was about marriage counseling. Marriage counseling on television. Reality show. Let's think about this. When you go into the sanctity of marriage, it's supposed to be about you and your husband. But there's a whole reality show out there that these two are not only coming at each other's neck in front of the whole world, expecting change, expecting differences, but you pointing out your mate's flaws and things like that on national television, and you looking for a change. One of the things that my father always said to me and always explained to me is, the bottom line is, you can't re-raise another human being, and you just can't. If you meet somebody in your adulthood, that's who they are and that's who they're going to be. For them to change per se is temporary and is just a short-term benefit. The bottom line is, you have to be able to accept someone for who they are, how they act, and how they behave. Period. And if you're not accepting of a person, of their flaws, their ups, their downs, and how they behave, then you don't need to be with that person. Like, how you gonna go on television and sit there and talk about how you don't like this about them, you don't like that about them, and they need to change this and they need to change that. Well, you saw that well before before you got married. I don't get it. I don't get it. Like, how do you publicly, and this is my personal opinion, when you start chopping somebody down in the world, in the public, how do you go on national television and tell everybody about your flaws, about your mate that you're married to, that you want them to change? That's supposed to be private if you're going to promote change. Like, that's supposed to be something that y'all communicate about in the privacy of your own home. If you're going to work on it, that's something that y'all talk about working on. But this is what people are tuning into. Other people's demise. Because the bottom line is the camera only shows what it wants to show. I can tell you that. And once the camera is off, are you kidding me? Like, it don't make sense. But this is what the public is watching. There's nothing to promote positivity and change. There's always some kind of complicated dynamic that's going on. Like I said, I stay strict to, the certain shows that I watch. And I'll be honest with you, a lot of times, I mean, the line of work that I'm in outside of filming and being producer, director, and a writer, I watch a lot of cop shows. I mean, I work for the PPD, but I'm just saying, I watch a lot of cop shows. You know why? It's real. And it's what's happening. And to me, it's intriguing to find out how they figure out who did what, why they did what they did. It astonished me, some of the stories that take place. But in actuality, it's real life. It's not scripted. The only thing that they, as far as scripting and stuff like that, is the stuff that they take out in between that they don't feel is necessary. But other than that, it's just interesting to me, the behavior of our public, and why they do certain things and commit certain heinous crimes. But at any rate, this is Deeva Gordon. I'm on Sador Radio. This is the Deeva Show. I haven't come to you all in a long time. And part of it is because of the pandemic, and part of it is my schedule has just been absolutely insane. But I want to come on and tell y'all that everything is going good. I think the last time I did a live, I was actually on my way to work. I had my mask on and so forth and so on, but I'm in the comforts of my home, and I'm still out here working every single day. And I wanted to come to y'all because I miss y'all. I miss y'all. I appreciate the calls. I appreciate the text messages. I appreciate the inboxes, the messages, just giving me well wishes and what's going on right now. I'm just letting y'all know that when we come out of this, y'all thought DEU was coming to y'all crazy before. Coming to you crazier. I wrote another production. It's called Is God Enough? I just want to give y'all a little tidbit about that, little inside stuff about that. When we talk about Is God Enough, in these times right now, think about it. Many people are out there saying, pray this away. God will take care of it all. And some of you are actually taking precautions and recognizing that we don't need to meet in a building in order to praise God. Some people are just like, how could I say, glued to the building. You got pastors getting arrested for holding service. You got people refusing to not go to church. I'm just going to say, like, listen, the bottom line is this. You got to understand something. If you were taught properly and if you were taught correct, you would understand that the church is in you. The church is in you. Your pastor is supposed to teach you how to have a relationship, your relationship with God. You should have a relationship with your pastor, a relationship of trust that he's going to teach you the right way. However, the church is in you. And if your pastor is teaching you correctly, then you should be able to go to God and talk to God and trust that God is going to hear you. You should be able to go and in prayer and understand that your prayers are being heard if you're taught the right way, if you're going to the right church, being taught by the right pastor. That's just the bottom line. You don't need to be in a building where you could possibly get sick and not make it through all of this pandemic that we're going on. Think, people. Think. Is God enough? I'm just going to give you a little tidbit, something that was taught to me a long time ago. And I stand by it and I think about it all the time. It was a man that was in the middle of a rainstorm, and it was a flood, and it flooded all the way to his rooftop. He was on his rooftop. And while he was on his rooftop, he kept praying to God, God, help me, save me. I believe in you. I trust in you. Well, he had a man come by on a log that was floating. The man said, come on, jump on. I'm gonna help you. I'm gonna save you. The man was like, that's all right. I'm good. I believe in God. God is going to save me. He knows that I love him and I'll never forsake him. So the log and the man just went on by. Then you had a man on a boat. Boat came by, said, come on, get on. I'm coming. I'm here. Jump on. I want to save you. And when he came by, the man said, listen, I trust and I believe in God. I'm okay. I'm going to be all right because God is going to save me. Boat went on by. Man drowned. Water rose. He drowned. So he goes to heaven. He goes before God and he says, listen, I'm trying to understand this and I need some answers, God. I trusted in you. I believed in you. I prayed on you. And I thought that you was going to save me. You know what God said to him? I sent you a log and I sent you a boat. And you just let him go by. So the bottom line is you got to understand something. He sends signals in every possible way. But some of us are just so out of it in the understanding of our Lord and Savior that we don't recognize when he is doing things in our favor and putting things in place to help us along. So I'm saying to you is have that relationship so you have a better understanding so that you'll know, what your move should be. And we won't always know what our move should be, but the better understanding that we have, the more common sense that we have. And not all of these preachers and pastors will be getting arrested for trying to hold a service in church and putting people's lives in danger. And I'm sorry, I'm kind of like back to it because these are things that's been pent up in me and I've been thinking about for quite some time, but you got to think about it. Why put people's safety at risk for you to preach? Yeah. Like for instance, my church, they'll reach out to you by phone. They'll pray with you on the phone. It's all about safety. It's all about safety, and God provides. And that's how God is providing, by safety, by Zoom, by phone calls, not by holding a church service with people in church and giving them possible infection. And we all know that the elderly heavily populates the church. So what are you doing? How are you serving your people by putting them in danger? I know I reached back. It's hard. I try my best not to go on social media and promote I'm not going to say religion because I'm not about religion. I'm about spirituality. Um, People know that I'm about spirituality and I'm not about, religious, how do I say, conformity. But I had to say it because in the midst of everything, you do have pastors and preachers that are getting arrested for actually holding church. And I don't understand it. But anyway, we are getting ready to go to a musical break. This is the Deeva Show. I'm on Sador Radio, and hopefully you have been tuned in. This is my first time doing a Facebook Live in quite some time, and I missed y'all. And I hope that you are taking the time, not only you writers and producers doing things, but my actors and actresses that are in the business. This is your perfect time to learn how to do a video audition. You know, I promote positivity. I'm going to tell y'all like some things that you need to be doing with this time. Some of y'all are making more trips to the liquor store than you need to. I'm just saying, some of y'all making more trips. Y'all taking that risk to make trips to the liquor store when you could be taking a trip to your living room and do a video audition so that you could prepare for your next role. Some of you writers and producers that are home, make sure that you start writing and doing some more material. A lot of people are posting videos that they're doing at home with the family and everything. I mean, that was a lot of that going on in the first 2 weeks, but we're going into like the third and fourth week. Y'all need to start being productive. Start writing some material. Write songs. Write poetry. Go on the internet. Find different avenues to put your material out there. Take the time to do something positive with the time that you have, opposed to making trips to the liquor store. A lot of people are posting pics about different foods that, they're eating. They're, making new meals and things like that. I'll say one thing, and it's funny, but it's funny, but it's not funny. We have a lot more cleaner people now. I'm just saying, we do. We have a lot more cleaner people now. People that never bought wipes before buying wipes. People that didn't wash their hands on a normal basis now are now washing their hands. Like, we are getting some positivity out of this in some way, some form of fashion. You got some people that once we come out of this, they're not going to take away the wipes and wiping down everything and all of that kind of stuff for a while. So, I mean, it did promote, people being cleaner. I don't know. I know it sounds like a little bit crazy, but that was the funniest thing to me, because you got people that never bought wipes before in the store buying wipes and gloves and stuff like that. So, I mean, it did do a couple of things with our public. It made us more aware of cleanliness, because you start wiping stuff down, you be like, oh snap, I didn't realize that this had this on it. Like, you're more wary of using that ATM, which I've always been. I don't know about y'all, but I'm just saying, I've always been wary of using ATMs in certain stores, because you already know they don't even wipe them down when you go in the store, like around the buttons, which buttons are used the most because they're clear. And the other ones are like, it's like a dirt ring around it. So I'm just saying, one of the things that did come out of it is people more aware of being clean and transferring, germs to other people. This is Deeva Gordon. I'm on Sador Radio. I'll be honest with y'all. I'm all over the place today talking about a lot of different things. I missed y'all. I haven't been on social media in a while. I'm gonna tell y'all, one of the reasons why I haven't been on social media in a while is because I don't like panic. I don't like panic. How do I say this? When you work every day in this, like I do, I'm working every day because I'm deemed essential, working for the PPD. But when you work every day in this, you don't want to see total number of deaths. When you work in this every day, it instills like, it can instill a certain fear in you that excites panic. If you are home and you've been watching not only just social media, but you've been watching the news like every day, you need to turn it off for a little bit. Turn it off, get yourself some normalcy, because there are survivors out here. There are people surviving every day. Watching the news every single day can actually put you in a panic of even opening your front door. It makes it seem like these little, what is it called? These little germ cells are sitting outside your front door. And if you open your front door, then you're going to be infected. So I'm encouraging people to take a break from the news. Go sit on your front porch, make you some lemonade. This is taking me back to my days in Georgia with my great granddaddy, Elisha, and my great grandmother, Mama Pearl, when I would go down to Sylvania, not Savannah, Sylvania, Georgia, for summers. And we would sit out on the front porch and have some fresh squeezed lemonade and sit on the front porch and just take in nature, just take in the air. I'm going to say that, they say Southerners are different than North. And that's one of the reasons why, because they get more oxygen. They got more trees and grass and plants and flowers, natural things that put out natural things in the air. And up north, we have a lot of pollution and things like that. So going, to Sylvania and you just sitting outside and just taking in, just some air, just take a chill from the television and relax. Take a chill from the television, period, and just do some things outside. Of course, when I say outside, I'm saying outside where you live, but take a chill and do some things like in the immediate surroundings of your own house. Sweep up out there. Philly can always use that. Sweep up around your property, if you can do some kind of lawn work or something like that, or even just sit a chair out there and grab a book, and just sit out there and get a break from the phone or social media. Because like I said, I took a break. If you look at my timeline, I haven't really posted anything. I've went, down my timeline and scroll, but in between scrolling, what do you get? In between scrolling, you get updates on deaths. You get updates on this one dying and that one dying, and conspiracy theories and so forth and so on. And I'm just going to say to you, and some of the conspiracy theories I believe, I truly believe, but I'm encouraging you all to just take a break and take in some oxygen and breathe. Take a break from all of this, because it can scare you to death. Me going to work every day, I don't want to see it, because I know I'm in danger every day. I don't need to see that I'm in danger every day. There's been conspiracy theories about this being a biowarfare that was put out. There's a conspiracy theory about 5G. It's a conspiracy theory about this vaccine. I could go on and on. And if I were to tell you about my conspiracy theory about it all, I might get in trouble. So I think I need to steer away from that. But I am going to say to you all that I appreciate you tuning in. This is Deeva Gordon with Sador Radio. There's a lot of radio shows that are on Sador Radio. This is on Sador Radio YouTube. It's going to be on my tube as well, so that you could tune in and you could check it out and see what's going on with the Deeva Show. I will be back on the 4th Thursday of April so that I can come to you and bring you more information. I am going to touch on some conspiracy theory because I'm just going to be me. People can take it how they want to take it, whatever. Everybody got something to say about something, right? And it's all whether you believe it or not. That's just the problem. It's all whether you believe it or not. Now, some say, oh, it's the 5G. 5G is a part of cell phones. It's 10 times faster than the 4G. Radioactive waves. I'm just going to say this. How much radioactivity can your body take? How does your body react to radio waves? Do you know? With that being said, and like I said, I'm trying to be careful with my words here. But with that being said, you don't know how your physical body is going to react to all of it. Exposure. Let's think about this. How many 5G phones did they launch? Like the 5G network just came out not long ago. Last year, I'm saying it this way for a reason. Last year, they implemented real IDs. Everyone is going to be unified for these real IDs. Now, prior to this, each state could design their driver's licensing and all of that stuff however they wanted to. But they said, nope. We want real IDs. Think about that. Real IDs. Real ID, meaning we want an update on who you really are. We have no idea what's encoded in these real IDs that they're enforcing. Understand, these real IDs are not an enforcement in just the United States. These real IDs are enforced across the world. This pandemic is going on across the world. I'm gonna let y'all make your own connection, draw your own conclusions. So I'm getting to something and I'm piecing it to you because if I break it down and spell it completely out, like I said, I could be in trouble. So I'm going to have to rely on the intelligence of the people that I'm speaking to. So we're talking about 5G that was to launch cell phone use that is 10 times faster than 4G. It sends out radio waves that are 10 times faster than the 4G that we have been used to. Our bodies don't know how we react to radioactivity, period. And in Pennsylvania, they just had radioactive towers malfunction where they just shipped over 1,000 people to go and to work on their plant. Why did these radioactive towers malfunction? Okay, that wasn't a malfunction. That was a pause. I'm helping you understand some things. We don't know how our bodies react to it. On top of that, they said that they were getting a vaccine for it, and they just mentioned today on the news that I saw this morning that NC, I think, what is it? N is in Nancy, C is in cat. MC1 was false, is not a vaccine. that was false information that was put out to us. How do you develop a vaccine for a virus that, anyway, so getting back to what I was saying, and I'm helping you follow me along. How do you control the masses? You get the whole world to stay in. You get the whole world to stay in. Everybody's infected some way, somehow. Some get over it, some don't. You develop a vaccine that has to be given to everybody. Our children will have to be mandatory vaccine before they can go back to school. So they shut all of the schools down. And of course, for you to work in certain places like they did with the flu vaccine, in order for you to work in a hospital, you have to have the flu vaccine. And the flu vaccine has the flu in it. It helps to build up antibodies in your body. But going back to work also is this vaccine that's going to be implemented. With this vaccine is going to be implemented for us children to be able to go back to school, for adults to be able to go back to work. Let me backtrack. Why would a multimillionaire with computer software knowledge and technology take a step down from a multi-million-dollar company to work with a vaccine? It's not in his field. He does computers. Real ID, computers, a vaccine that has to be injected in everybody. Interesting. Very interesting. I'll just say chips, computer chips, vaccine. I'm sorry, I'm like really going on and on, but I just had to put it out there, because if you actually follow and if you have common sense and you recognize what's going on in this world right now, depopulation, and some of y'all can say, oh, you tripping, oh, conspiracy theory and this, that, and the other. But what better way to lower the numbers of the people that you need to control than hitting China and Korea first? Anyway, this is Deeva Gordon on What's the Door Radio. I love giving y'all the juice. And, I'm not digging into the backlog or some craziness and this, that, and the other. I'm completely sane, and I'm completely watching everything that's going on. Okay? Talk about a chip. You talk about real IDs. They implemented the real IDs last year. That was preparation. Now, what we can do about it, I really don't know. But I'm just saying to you, is reducing the numbers is what's going on here. And then you got that it affects the elderly and those with debilitating diseases and things like that. Open your minds, people. Medicare. People were living longer. They were taking Medicare, and they were getting Medicare for a long period of time. Then you got the people that don't want social security disability. They have this, like debilitating diseases and stuff like that. Shut down the numbers. Cut down on the money we putting out. We reduce the numbers of those that are on Medicare and those that we're paying all of these disability benefits to with these debilitating diseases. Wake up, people. Wake up. I'm not saying that, you shouldn't go out protected. I'm not saying that you shouldn't wear gloves. I'm not saying that you shouldn't wipe down things. What I'm saying to you is wake up and recognize what's going on around you. The whole entire world is on shutdown right now. And I'm sorry, I have to talk about it. But the whole world is on shutdown right now. How does that happen? And on top of it all, the excitement to the public is we're going to send y'all $1,200. That's some people's one mortgage payment. We're going to send y'all $1,200. What? So everybody's getting excited. Oh, we're going to send you $1,200. We're going to give y'all $500 for each child in the household. And let me break something else down to you. That's totally insane. Like for some that had to go for unemployment, all right, they're giving you 100%. They're giving you 100% of your paycheck. But they're giving you $5. Count it. This many for a dependent. $5? What you gonna do with $5? Yo, I'm sorry. I'm just coming to y'all raw and real. This is the Deeva Show. I am on Sador Radio, and I just had to break it down to you. When you go outside, put your mask on, make sure that you wipe down things, stay with the social distancing and so forth and so on. But I'm going to say to you, you're sitting at home. You're sitting at home and you're watching these TVs, you're drinking like crazy. You need to sober up, get some water in your system, and pay attention to what the world is doing right now. Pay attention. That's all I'm saying to you. Pay attention. Believe whatever conspiracy theories that you want. Believe in whatever you want. Think about all of this however you want. All I'm saying to you is open up your mind, open up your thoughts, and pay attention to what's going on in this world right now. Because it's in shutdown mode. And when it come back up, it's never going to be the same. Just letting you know that. Like, for instance, like I said, cutting down on the numbers, cutting down on the mass of the numbers. Help me to understand, while, there are loved ones that are incarcerated, but help me to understand, how is releasing inmates related to a virus? I need to understand the connection. So you're releasing some dangerous pedophiles into a society because there is a virus. Yeah. So pay attention, people. Pay attention. You got some violent people that are being released into decreased population. So, anyway, I just went on a whole tangent, and I'm sorry. I mean, maybe this cabin fever is getting to me. I don't know, but and it's not really even cabin fever because I do go out every day. But I go to work, I come home. I go to the grocery store, I come home. That's all I do. I'm not trying to be out there, like I said, people was yesterday, like standing in front of Rita's water rights, getting water rights. Like, are you kidding me? Nobody was in mask. Chick was at the window like this, ordering, and the girl was right there. I'm like, yo, are y'all serious right now? But I just had to put it out there. This is Deeva Gordon on Sador Radio. This is the Deeva Show. I'm just bringing it to you. I say I bring it to you 100. I'm telling you my thoughts. I've talked to some people that have their thoughts, and some of them are mirroring. Like, why do we have so many CEOs that have resigned at the same time? Do y'all recall in 1982 that we had 10 congressmen remove themselves and become CEOs of pharmaceutical companies and begin direct marketing of pharmaceuticals? Which that's when they started the commercials. What I mean by direct marketing is we started having the commercials about the different pills that was going to just change our whole life. that we still have now that they just changed the names to once the patent runs out, that actually have all of these disclaimers that they read at the very end of the commercial, that they are forced that they have to read, and they read it extremely fast so you can't understand what they're saying, and they do that on the radio too. So just understand, just in the last year, we had 12 CEOs resign, and then they went and bought a whole bunch of stock in a lot of different companies that's getting ready to boom. Do you have stock? What stocks do you have? You better start doing some investigating if you plan on surviving out here financially. So, like I said, just backtracking on some things. And like I said, to some people, this is a rant, but I keep it 100. And I told y'all I keep it 100. I'm going to give y'all the juice. I'm going to tell y'all the real things that I'm thinking, real things that are on my mind. Prayerfully, I don't get no phone call, telling me to shut up. But bottom line is, y'all need to start paying attention. Some of y'all just happy-go-lucky. Oh, I get unemployment. I get 100%. I can chill. Like, but you also getting $5 per child. You don't know how you're going to have to pay that money back. All that money that they getting ready to give out to people, they're going to get that back. They're going to get it back. One way, somehow, through taxes or whatever. But you got to understand, some people's mortgage is $1,200 a month. So what in the world is $1,200 stimulus check going to do? And it's been 3 weeks since they said that they was going to send it out. It was supposed to be out April the 6th. And they're saying that this pandemic may put us on house arrest until like the end of May. Come on, people. $1,200. And the sad part about it is some people waiting for it so that they can go online and buy sneakers. Think about that. Oh, I'm going to get these. I'm going to get these. I'm doing the grabbing everything. I'm going to get them. $1,200 for the average person that got a mortgage ain't doing nothing, especially with kids in the house. Start thinking about entrepreneurship while you're home. Start thinking about what you can do to make an honest dollar while you're at home. There's so many videos out there of different things that you can do. You'd be amazed of the smallest little things that people are using to become an entrepreneur that are making them millionaires. Take this time to think, exercise your brain and not the bottle. Exercise your brain to figure out outside of a employer, what can I do to generate funds? I got to put y'all on break for 2 seconds. I got to get a charger for my phone, but I'm coming right back. I got to plug in my phone, and we're going to keep talking about this. All right? I don't want to shut y'all off and turn y'all to some music because I don't want to lose y'all. 2 seconds. Okay? All right. I see it. I said 2 seconds, and I meant 2 seconds. Oh my gosh. Yeah, I said 2 seconds. I meant 2 seconds. Anyhow, just like I was saying, take this time to think about your next move. Think about how you're going to survive. by making some money of your own. You know what I mean? Become your own CEO. Get creative. It's so many different things that you see online. So many businesses done started booming like you would not believe on the internet. I'm just saying, you know, when I watch my YouTube, because watching regular TV these days is just so optional for me. You'd be surprised at some things that people are doing to generate an income so that they can take care of themselves and not depend on the government. I'm telling you, you need to do that, and you need to do that now. You're home. What else are you doing? 1 second. Okay, we back. But I'm just trying to make sure that my phone is charging. I don't want my phone to die. I don't want to lose you all. But what else are you doing right now? Take the time to get a game plan together. Get a game plan together to figure out what you're going to do when we come out of this. You know, because the bottom line is that this will be over soon. The agenda will be pressed, and it will be at its completion, and they'll be able to implement what they have been implementing. And that's all I'm going to say to you. Through it all, I'm still working and doing what I got to do. But I'm going to say to you all, and I want to say to everybody out there that are first responders, thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Because if we didn't have you on the forefront being first responders, we would be lost. And that's just the bottom line. You got, you know, everybody that's out there that is in the forefront, that go to work every day and sacrifice themselves for the lives of others, need to be appreciated and respected. And that's just the bottom line. I was looking at a newscast this morning where they were doing they were standing out and clapping for the first responders at Bremore Hospital. And I applaud them for doing that, because people on the forefront some of them don't feel appreciated. That's just the bottom line. Don't feel appreciated. So I'm just going to say that to all of our first responders out there, our officers, our EMTs, our nurses, our doctors, people that are giving up hours and hours of a day and putting themselves at risk. We thank you and appreciate you very much. So I just wanted to say that to all of you. I do want to get back to talking to my actors and my writers and my directors. As you know, Witness, as you can see, it's a little backwards because of the camera. Witness will be back in production when this pandemic is over. And I just want to encourage people just not to take this time in vain. Take this time to, if you need to, reinvent yourself. You know, reinvent yourself. I see so many people spending so much time on social media. And like I said, that's why I haven't posted like that. I've been using my time very wisely. DEU has so much coming up for you in the next couple of years that it's going to keep me busy, because I have a lot going on. I got Witness coming up, and then I have Faces of Life that I'm going to be doing. I have Is God Enough that's going to be coming up. And we also have Lindsay's Lesson that's coming up for our youth, and also for our adults. So I have a lot that's going to be coming up. People, take the time to write. Take the time to invest in yourself. Take the time to do something positive with this time, instead of just sitting out and just chilling and sleeping and baby making. So I had to say that, because I'm just saying people are just going, they're using this time, and that's cool. That's cool. I can't even knock it. but also take the time to invest in your future. Don't just take this time in vain, because when they open the world back up, and I do say open the world back up, you need to have a game plan. We talked about that vision board in December and January. We talked about the vision board and talked about 2020 having a clearer vision. I didn't know it was going to clear the streets, but we talked about having a clearer vision. But, look at that vision board. Take that time to figure out what you can tackle on that vision board. Don't just sit at home and binge watch TV, because, just like they said back in the 50s or whatever, when it first came out, it's an idiot box right now. Right now, like, take the time to develop some positive, creative content. I don't know why, but my phone my connection, my live connection. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Hi. What is going on here? Now it's telling me it's trying to go live and it's trying to find a tower. Or did they shut me down because they ain't like what I was saying? Give me a second while I try to figure this out. I'm still trying to figure this out. I'm sorry. I'm sorry for the interruption, but it keeps saying starting live videos, tell me you can't get signal. I'm trying to figure this out. Now, before, when I was talking, I told y'all I was saying things selectively so that y'all can creatively make up your own mind. But I'm just telling you that it's some things that are going on that you just need to pay attention to. And it's awfully funny how my live video won't come back on. It just keep blinking. So, anyway, this is Deeva Gordon. This is the Deeva Show. I'm on Sador Radio. I'm on every second and fourth Thursday from 12 noon until 2 p.m. I haven't taken a break today because I just had so much to say. Maybe I said a little bit too much. Hey, I'm sorry, y'all. I don't know what happened, but I don't know if somebody was trying to shut me down for saying too much. But at any rate, I had to say what's on my mind. I have to speak my piece. I was talking before I was rudely interrupted. What I was talking about writers and directors that are out there taking the time to use this time very wisely, taking the time to develop new stories, new interesting things that they can watch. People can watch on television, positive news, creative news, things that make people think and jar their minds in creativity. Because the content that we got going on now is just, for me, it's just not doing it. For some people, I know some people have been on like the different networks trying to find different shows. I've seen some reviews of shows, and again, I'm in the reconnection mode of Facebook Live, so I apologize. But reinvent some things so that it will stimulate people's minds and thought process, opposed to going upon the norm. I'm going to challenge you writers out there, all of you writers, to develop something that is going to promote positivity within communities. I challenge you to write something that is thought-provoking and make people think about their daily lives and how they can change their daily lives. And when I'm saying that, I'm not talking about, well, basically what I'm talking about is, I'm putting it out there. something that actually helps them to mirror themselves and show that they are capable and able. Something that shows them that they can create, that they can build, because a lot of people think it's a myth, that they can build a life as an entrepreneur. Teach people that they're able to develop a product that can go out there. Like, show the example of somebody that started, as they say, started from the bottom, now we're here. Create, show these stories. I'm myself included. I'm in the process. Show that process of people that are really doing things positively and making positive change, and that are creating and that are doing things to show that it is a reality for some, and it can be a reality for many more. Because when we come out of this world is going to be different. And if you don't have a game plan, and if you don't have creativity in your genes, in your soul, and you are not built to, you know, how can I say, live survival, you're going to have an issue. I'm just telling you, you're going to have an issue, because the bottom line is you have to learn how to adapt. You're going to have to learn how to make changes. All of the jobs that were out there, think about this. All of the jobs that were out there that you was getting up and going to work for, that they done hired more people that can work from home, that have computers at home and this and the other. What you going to do? The job is not there anymore because somebody else is doing it and they can do it from home. They don't have to commute. They don't have childcare issues. I'm saying all of these things to you is because I want you to be smart, and I want you to be vigilant, and I want you to get ahead of the game. It's okay to relax. It's okay, that you're home and things are going on. I understand that. However, it's time to take charge now. It's time to put the bottle down. It's time to put the weed down. And it's time to actually sit and strategize what you're going to do with your life when you come out of this. Because when you come out of this, you need to have a game plan. And you can't depend on other jobs out there. Let's think about this. Some people receive phone calls. Some people receive phone calls getting fired, getting laid off. But other people that applied for jobs at that same employment company were hired. So I'm telling you to think smart and what you can do to develop your own company, develop your own business, so that when all of this is over, you're not depending on going into someone else's job. Don't get lazy on unemployment and be on some chill stuff until they just say you can go outside. No, you need to be up. Use that phone. Start investigating. Like I say to you all the time, start investigating what you can do to reinvent yourself. And I'm gonna have to say this again because I was on Facebook Live, but for some reason, okay, it's back up again. While you have this time, while you are at home, take the time to figure out how to reinvent yourself. It's getting really poor. Take the time to figure out how you want to reinvent yourself. Figure out what business you want to go into, how you can go into it, how it's going to be financially feasible, and start working on it. Because like I said, there are people that got phone calls getting fired from a job that just hired somebody that can work from home. Companies are now realizing that they can pay people to work from home. It's better, like cost effectively, it is. You don't have to worry about somebody that got childcare issues, people showing up late. You have no excuse for showing up late for work if you work from home. I know several people that work from home, but you don't have no excuse for showing up late. You don't have any excuse for non-productivity. They can get more out of you. You adhere to the breaks and the lunches. They don't have to worry about you necessarily calling out sick all the time. Like, I'm telling you, take the time to develop a game plan before you go back into this workforce. It's going to be completely different. Companies are going to realize that they don't have to put out as much money. They don't have to take as much risks on people that have to drive in. All of that. This world is changing. Change with it. Get yourself together. Develop a game plan of how you want to learn a new skill. If you need to, figure out how you want to implement that skill and work on doing it diligently. Like, I'm not saying every day, you don't have to go hard. I'm a go hard person, but I'm not saying everything is not for everybody. But even if you set out an hour a day, 2 hours a day, now let's think about it. You got 24/7 right now. But even if you want to figure out an hour a day to actually sit down and figure out your game plan of what you're going to develop and what you're going to do to become an entrepreneur, do that. Don't wait until they say, okay, y'all can come outside. Because the thing is like I said, they was calling people on the phone and firing them, but they were calling other people and hiring them. They got a phone, they got a working phone at home, they got internet at home, they got a working computer at home. Invest in yourself, because a lot of employment is going to be work from home now, because companies realize that they cut costs. They don't have to rent a major building like they were renting before. They don't have to provide everything that they were providing before. If you can work at home, it's going on 3 or 4 weeks now. Be smart. Figure out a job that you can do at home. They don't have to worry about your child care issues and that your child is sick and you can't come into work. I'm just saying, I give it to y'all 100. I'm just trying to be real with y'all, and this is all I do. I'm trying to be honest, and I'm trying to be real with y'all. I'm trying to keep it 100 and just give y'all some tidbits like I always do of how to do things. A lot of people are on social media 24/7, posting for likes. Me, I like my life. I like my lifestyle. I haven't been on social media, and I'm not knocking anybody that has, but take the time to do something else to promote yourself, whatever business that you can come up with that is of positivity and, of course, legal, to begin a business to generate money. Look at everything that's going on around you and figure it out. And also review the stock market. Like I said, it's 12 CEOs that just stepped down from their companies and invested in the stock market. Invest in the stock market. When we come out of this, and people are going to be able to start, I'm just giving y'all a little heads up. People are going to start traveling again, going to start vacationing again, going to start spending money again. What is your money doing for you? Except buying liquor right now, and weed, and food, and toilet paper. I'm still trying to understand the toilet paper thing. But what is your money doing for you right now? Some of you don't have an income right now, and I truly understand, and my prayers go out to you. Thankful for all of the different volunteers that have volunteered to help out those that are unfortunate. Some of you are waiting for that $1,200 check to capitalize in the wrong way. That $1,200 is probably only going to pay one person's rent or one person's mortgage one time. Some of you are going to spend it frivolously. Some of you are waiting, like I said, some of you are figuring out what outfit you're going to buy, what hair you're going to buy, what sneakers you're going to buy. No. Take the time to develop a plan and outline something that you can do to generate income for you and your family long term. That's all I'm saying to you. I give it to you 100. I'm constantly thinking of different ways that I can generate income to secure my future and the future of my children. Now, my children are grown, but I still want them to be secure. I don't want them to worry about me. I don't want them to stress financially when I'm no longer here. So I prepare. Don't take this time in vain. Take this time to do some things productively. Some of you need to back away from social media just for a minute, because I ain't not gonna lie to you. I've learned some things about some of the people that are on my timeline that I didn't know. And I'm like, wow, this is what you into? Oh, this is how emotional you are. Like, if you're drinking, get off social media. Don't pick up your phone. Just leave it down. And some of you, on the other hand, have been like extremely creative in some of your videos and promoting yourself. And I'm sorry, I have to say this. This is one of my casts. And I love everybody with DEU. Understand that. I do. I love everybody with DEU. And I'm just going to say, I have not been on social media that much, but I've scrolled and saw a couple videos and I laugh, and it's a good feeling. And this person is doing the doggone thing. And I got to say, I always say it, shout out to you, Chuck Harris, Chocolate Chuck. You are doing the doggone thing. Like, every time I turn around, I'm scrolling, I'm seeing either a new funny or crazy post or a new video, but he is promoting his acting. He's promoting himself like crazy, like crazy. And I'm just encouraging people to do the same thing. Think about your future and what's going to happen after this. It's been 2 or 3 weeks. You got your chill out, you got your movie out, you done binge watched and all of that. Now it's time to do some work. Now it's time to sit down and get some work done. Take the time to write down an outline, develop what you want your plan to be, and start executing that vision board. And you know what? At this time, some of y'all need to change the vision board. Change that vision board to reflect some of the stuff that's going on right now. Period. This is Deeva Gordon. This is the Deeva Show. I'm on Sador Radio. I appreciate everybody tuning in. I haven't been on in a while. I'll be on again the 4th Thursday in April. That's right after my birthday. So I'm excited. Even though I'm not going to be able to go anywhere and do anything, I'm just blessed that I have another year coming. My birthday is April the 22nd, and I'm going to be enjoying the fact that I'm on this side of the dirt. There was a time where I didn't think I was going to make it, and I'm here. Like, I didn't think I was going to make it out of my teenage years. I was doing so much craziness and foolishness. And my 20s wasn't even better than that. So I'm thankful, and I feel blessed that April 22nd, I'm making it to another year. And I'm revising my vision board, because I've developed a lot more writing material and things that I'm doing. So I encourage everybody to do the same thing. I can encourage. It's like every time I go on my show, I always talk to people about doing something different and encouraging them to be positive and promote positivity and to move forward despite circumstances. So this is nothing different. I'm coming to you from home, opposed to the radio station. I haven't been on social media like that. I might be doing some lives here and there, but for the most part, I'm still working while most people are home, and I don't have a problem with that. I'm okay with that. My dad kind of like built me to just conform and do what you got to do. My father was military, mom military all in my family. And, we don't concede to circumstances. You just make what you have got do. And that actually came from my great grandmother, Mama Pearl. You make what you have got do. And that's what I'm doing. I'm getting up every day, and I'm going to work. Bottom line. I will say again, I want to thank all of those that are going to work like myself, the first responders. I appreciate all of you. Um, I'm working with the PPD, so I'm going into work every day. But I'm also taking the time, like I said, to develop a game plan when I'm coming out of this stay-at-home order. I've written more material, quite a bit, and I'm ready. I'm ready to do the doggone thing. You know, I'm not going to stay stuck in a demise. But like I said, I encourage all of you to turn the news off for a minute. You know, turn the news off, turn off social media, get outside on your front step, back porch, sweep up your, around, your area in front of your home, behind your home. I'm not encouraging you to go out and venture out anywhere, but breathe in some air, get away from the death tolls, get away from, all the politics that's going on along with this thing. It can be damaging to the mind. It can be very disturbing because, like I said, I pull back from social media. I pull back from watching the news and so forth and so on because I got to go out in this every single day, every day. So with me, and I'm not minimizing it, I go to work every single day. So just saying that, if, with me watching it every day, it's like it started to make me feel a certain kind of way. And that's what it's designed to do. So take a break from it, write something, read something, just take time to just get back to some kind of normalcy within your house, develop a project. For you actors, I can't encourage you enough to start doing some self-taping. And those of you that are in witness, do some self-taping of your scenes. Do some self-taping and, get somebody to read with you to figure out, so when you play it back, you can look at yourself, you can recognize what you want to change and what you want to fix. Because I'm just going to tell you, when it's time to start shooting, we shooting. Y'all been in that long enough. I'm sorry, I'm doing my director thing on here. Y'all been in long enough. You better be on point. Anyway, back to the Deeva Show. I'm just saying to you all that I come to you, I keep it 100. I just want the best for everybody. If you don't have to go out, don't do it. You're healthy, but you could be a host and you can infect somebody else. So staying in is saving lives. They're absolutely right about that. Even though I have my theories about all of this that I talked about on my other live. And this is on Sador Radio, the Deeva Show. You want to play it back if you want to check it out. And like I said, I couldn't break it down specifically, but I'm leaving the thought process to you, my viewers, to develop and understand what's going on in this world right now. And I'm just breaking it down like that. And I'm just going to leave it like that. And I put it out on the air because if I keep going into it, I don't want any interruptions of my Facebook or my show or YouTube and bringing it to you. But if I was to break it down specifically, I might have issues. So I don't want to do that. But I'm leaving it out there for you all to develop your mindset and understand what's going on. But this is Deeva Gordon on the Deeva Show. We're on Sador Radio. When we come out of this, we got Witness coming up. We got Faces of Life coming up, and episodic. Oh my God, y'all just don't understand what you're in for. We have Is God Enough? We also have Lindsay's Lesson. Listen, y'all don't understand. Lindsay's Lesson is just going to be absolutely phenomenal. I mean, like all of the rest of the productions, but Lindsay's Lesson, I'm going to give you a quick synopsis. I'm sure we all have youth that are hard-headed, that feel entitled. Well, I'm just going to say that this production speaks loudly to them, but it also speaks loudly to our parents that enable them. I'm going to say it again. It speaks loudly to our youth that feel entitled, but also to our parents that enable them. Yeah, y'all don't want to even consider yourselves enablers, but you are. You are. A lot of us are. You know, I'm going to say I have, you know, but I drew the line somewhere. But some parents, you know, y'all kids got ever I was going to graduate. Just a mere example. But anyway, Lindsay's lesson is geared toward our youth, and it talks about a lot of different things. It's very educational. While it's educational, it takes us back into our ancestry days. I'm going to tell you that. It does take us back to our ancestry days, and it brings us all the way up into 2021. So it's going to be very interesting. It's going to be a lot of talk about our heritage. It's going to be a lot of talk about our future. It's going to be a lot of talk about how we handle our children in this day and age with social media, with the need for them to, how could I say, be with the Joneses and have the up-to-date things that every other child has. How are we going to talk about the music? What's appropriate? What's inappropriate? One of the things that I was talking to somebody about the other day is that some people don't know what's inappropriate because when they were growing up, they weren't taught what was appropriate. So anyway, this lesson talks a lot about a lot of different things, but it's fun. It's a musical. My first musical. Yes, we're going to have dancing. We're going to have singing, all of that. It's going to be absolutely phenomenal. So I'm just going to say I am looking forward to drinking, eating, and sleeping. Like, it's going to be so many roly-polies going on. You know, so many roly-polies going on. Now, the thing is that you can't eat. You can't eat. It's just what you eating. What did you get from the market? People talking about, oh, I'm going to be fat when I wind up leaving here. Well, what did you get from the market? Did you get Twinkies from the market? Did you get what did you get from the market? A whole bunch of bread, a whole bunch of milk. It all depends on what you are eating. You can eat every 2 hours. I eat like every 2 hours, but I eat healthy meals. It all depends on what you are eating every roly-poly. Ordering pizza. I'm sorry, but right now I ain't trusting nobody to be making my food and delivering my food. I'm good. Like, I don't know how y'all do that. They're talking about all of these fresh deliveries of pizza and, you know, stuff like that. I'm not taking nothing from none of them, but I'm just sorry. How are y'all trusting to order food and have it prepared? You're not even there. Y'all know what was going on when you were there. How are y'all ordering pizza and all of this stuff and driving up to these fast food restaurants? I'm sorry. And driving up to these fast food restaurants and ordering food. You're not even allowed in a restaurant. You don't even know how the food is prepared. You don't know if anybody's take the time to revamp some things. You know, get some things together, develop a game plan of what you want to do when you come out of this, because we're going to come viruses and illnesses. I mean, it was tuberculosis at one time. It was like specific tuberculosis hospitals at one point. It was one right 52nd and Parkside. My grandmother used to tell me about it all the time, different plagues and so forth and so on. And we're going to survive this. You just got to buckle down and stop going outside acting like ain't nothing going on. That's all. First and foremost, don't make Rita's water rice a priority. At 2 o'clock? Dang. I haven't talked to y'all in so long, I can't seem to shut it off. But I love bringing y'all the good. I love bringing y'all information. And it was a pleasure to come back on here. Now I'm taking a break. I'm getting ready to go back to sleep because I got to go back into work tonight. But I just wanted to come and talk to you all on the Deeva Show. This is to do a radio. I will be back on the 4th Thursday, which is right after my birthday. And I'm going to come back to y'all, and hopefully we'll be coming back with an update. Develop a plan during your downtime so that when you come out of this, you already have a game plan of what you're going to do. Some people are available through Zoom. Some companies are still functioning because people are working from home. So just start reaching out and just start making some connections. I know a couple of people that have done some video auditions, and they're going to be working for agencies, and they've been working on this while we're at downtime, because some agencies are actually still functioning, but they're functioning on a work from home basis. So this is not a time to just sit still. This is not a time, like, set up a certain time during the week every day that you're actually going to do something to promote yourself, or to promote and develop a business that is going to help you to launch into entrepreneurship. This is the time for that, because like I said to you, and I'm going to leave you with this, these companies have developed a way to now have you work from home. Think about this. If you're watching this show and you're on a cell phone, think about this. These companies have developed a way, with everything that's going on, to have people work from home. It cuts down on the money that they got to spend to rent a building, because they can't be open. So with that being said, develop a way and a plan that you can work from home. If you just have a cell phone, like, try to work, there's some companies that do financing for you to get a laptop or a PC. That way, and some companies will provide it for you so that you can work from home. And the thing about it is like, they don't have to worry about you complaining about childcare. They don't have to worry about you clocking in late, like none of that kind of stuff. So it's more cost effective for you to work from home. So some people's jobs are just going to be cut out. So you need to start working on this now while you're home. Don't wait until they say, oh, the stay at home order has been lifted and you can go out now. Now you want a job search. No, because like I said, when they call some people to fire them, they call other people to hire them. Keep that in mind. Don't allow what's going on right now to debilitate you. And when and if you get this stimulus money, make it work. Make it work. For some of you, it's just replenishing some things that you've had before. For others that are still working, it's help on top of what you have already. But don't use it to spend it on something foolishness and frivolous. That's even if we get it. Develop the business that you have outlined. Do that. Okay? So this is Deeva Gordon with DEU, coming to you from Sador Radio. I appreciate each and every one of you for tuning in to my show. It's been a while since I've been on. You won't see me on social media that much. I got too much to do, too much to handle. I do. When you realize that right now the whole country is on shutdown, that's when it's time for you to go into action and figure out a game plan, not take rest. It's just not. This is not time to be slow or sleep. I'm just telling you. Pay attention to everything that's going around you. Pay attention to get ready to let the cat out the bag. But just pay attention to everything that's going around you and understand that everything happens for a reason. This just didn't happen out of nowhere. Period, point blank. But again, this is Deeva Gordon with DEU, coming to you from Sador Radio. I will be on the fourth Thursday from 12 noon until 2 p.m. I want y'all to make sure that you stay safe, stay sanitized. And as far as me, I'm working every day out here, but you know what? I'm good. I'm good. God got me, but I'm also taking precautions that he put into place. I got my production coming out. It's going to be coming out when this is over. Is God enough? God is enough in your heart. But he sends you information to utilize. He sends you tools to utilize. And that's where I'm going with it. So in no way, shape, or form am I saying, as far as, oh, I need this, I need that. No, he provides everything. But there's some information that people need to know and understand. And just like everything, I figure out, find a creative way of doing so, as I always do. Okay. So this is Deeva Gordon. And usually I give y'all music. I got tons of music to give y'all, but with DEU, I am signing off. Make sure that you check out Sador Radio to check out all of the shows that are on there. Subscribe to the page. Also subscribe to DEU Productions LLC, as well as Sador Radio, so that you can check Dot's inspirational moments. So it's a lot going on. And if I missed any shows, I apologize, because it's a lot of shows. If you want to stay busy, they got a lot of information your body and help you to maintain or lose weight. Okay? In a healthy way. In a healthy way. So this is Deeva Gordon with DEU. I am signing off. Please tune in to Sador Radio and check me out on all social media. You can Google me, DEU Productions LLC, to check out all of our platforms. This is Deeva Gordon from DEU. Love, peace, and hair grease. Until